Hi people, Em here, checking in today. I just wanted to talk to you today because loads of people keep asking me about OPPT, that is the One People's Public Trust, and basically they came together prior to around about 2010 I think, and there were three trustees. There was Heather Ann Tucci Jarraf, Caleb Skinner and Randal Hollis Hillner, and they did an investigation into the fraud of the system, mainly banking and legal, and after they did that investigation is on a website called www.i-uv.com. And you can search and read for that and read it. It's called the Paradigm Report. And it explains exactly what happened and what they did and the solution, what they were proposing to do about the banks and the governments committing fraud. So what they then did, after they had done the Paradigm Report and everything else, they came together and they wrote some UCC filings, and these were filed at Washington DC UCC registry. They were filed, they paid to file them. They were then, as the Paradigm Report was, they were then served on every world government, and not one rebutted that. So the filings were done at various different dates throughout 2012, and the last one was done in 2013, March 18th, 2013. And shortly after the last one was done, that's called the Eternal Essence filing. You can also search for that on IUV, and you can read that. It's very powerful. Just prior to that, in November, it was November that everything was served on them. The 28th of November 2012, there was a UCC filing number 2012127914, and that was also referred to as the Declaration of Facts. Now, when you can obviously download that again at iuv.com, i-uv.com, and that stands for I and Universal Value. So they are very energetic documents. They are multi-level, multi-layered, dare I say it, multi-dimensional. They are about us remembering that we are source. And if you read through all of those filings, you can actually download them, all of them, from IUV. They are on there. You can go and explore their site, and you can find that. It's not actually Heather's site. It's run by BZ Riger, and BZ has archived all of the data, all of the information for everybody to be available to everybody, and she does that in love for everybody. So and she keeps that going, which is brilliant, and we thank her for that, because it's a very amazing set of tools that we can use for transition, and this is what it was intended for. So so there are various tools that you can use as you are getting rid of the former systems. One of the tools is called a courtesy notice. So if you have the former systems talking to you about using your legal name and talking to you about legal registrations, houses, cars, tickets, offences under acts or statutes, then this is what you can use a courtesy notice for. You send it to the person who has who is instigating a claim. They are the respondent. You are the proponent. And there is a little paragraph right near the beginning on page 1 of the courtesy notice, and you can just alter that very slightly just to personalise it to what you need it to say for you. So no further action regarding parking fine such and such, and immediate withdrawal, for example. And then after you've done that, you just send it to them. The notice asks them to rebut what it says. They can't. They have never done that since the 28th of November 2012. There are many, many people that have used that, and every time they don't get back to you. 9 times out of 10 they will withdraw it, but you have to stand in your being. You have to believe what you are doing. It's a learning process. It's an energetic cease and desist order, because everybody is really you. So it's really you doing it to yourself. So you're really just, giving yourself a big hard slap around the face and telling yourself to stop. So I don't care what anybody says, it's all you. Everything is you, and all these other fractal faces of source, all these other embodiments that you see, they are really you. They come from within your heart. You've created them there for whatever reason, to trigger you to wake up and transition to somewhere else, a different, higher state of being. So you're not tangled up in all this 3D or materialistic nonsense anymore, because we're not going to entertain that anymore. So so that it's very, very easy. So you literally you amend the respondents and proponents' names. You amend the first paragraph. You there are lots of people that have done this, including me, many times. And I really feel that, because a lot of people ask me about this, and a lot of people ask for help. What can I do? How can I do it? So I've passed this information on to lots of people, and used it myself. There are times when I feel like it hasn't worked, and then all of a sudden something turns around and boom, you know what you've done, and you can recognise that it's you. So again, as I always say, it's about feeling, and it's about your thoughts and your emotions, and bringing them together in your heart space, and projecting that outwardly, because it always starts, and everything is manifested first inwardly in your heart space, at speed of heart. The speed that your heart believes and feels is the speed that you will see it appear into your reality. So that could be a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 months. It all depends on you and where you are and what your speed of heart is. So yeah, all those documents are available to download from BZ's website, www.i-uv.com. I don't want to make this one long and drawn out. It's just very easy, very simple information, and there are various enclosures that you can put with this. So there is a document called the Foreclosure Flyer, available to download, and that is just a summary of what went on, what happened, how it happened, and how these UCC filings are valid in every country of the world. So basically, each legal name of an embodiment is a legal person, a legal corporation. It's not you, it's not the living embodiment, flesh, blood, energetic body of you. It's just a legal name corporation with the same name as you. And what they do is, via your birth registration, they then take and register this at SEC, which is the USA Securities and Exchanges Commission. And thereby you are traded. Your first trade is your weight in gold. This is why we say, or they say, that you are worth your weight in gold, because whatever your weight is, that is the first trade mark, so to speak. Because it is registered at the USA Securities and Exchanges Commission, it means that each, and this is every country as well, United Kingdom, Limited, I mean, you can go on Companies House and find this, it's not too hard. Most of the United Kingdom ones, my friend Helen Walker, an immense researcher, and she had a fantastic website called originalnetworknews.co.uk, which has recently been taken down, and a senior that Helen looked after has been severely asset stripped, and Helen exposed all of this information, and it all leads back to China being representative of the old ways. So we're moving out of the old ways. This is why China seems to be getting the blame for the scamdemic. Going back, sorry, most of these companies are registered to either Chinese banks, or they are registered, a lot of the British ones, at Elstree Studios, which is a film studio. So they're just really having a laugh when you see it for really what it is. So all credits to Helen for what she did expose, and at the moment her website is down, so I don't know if it will come back up, but if it does, keep checking, take a look at that. There's lots of information about the celebrities, Epstein Island, the Cures, which went back to the Tennant's family, Charles Tennant and Helen, back in the 1800s, the bleaching agents that Trump was slammed for, they were actually invented, so to speak, or discovered in Scotland by the Tennant family, which are well known in England. So yeah, all credits to Helen for that, and for exposing the addresses that these companies were registered to. So, but going back to the USA Securities and Exchanges Commission, they this is what makes you a United States person, or your legal corporation, not you as your embodiment, but it makes you a United States citizen or person. And this is how UCC is applicable, because lots of people say, no, UCC is only valid in America. Absolutely not true. It is worldwide. Every single corporation is registered at SEC. Not my rules. I didn't make it up. Or maybe I did, as I'm source and I'm everything, I'm all is me, etc. And the same for you. So UCC is valid in every single country, hence the non-rebuttal of these documents. And so we then have the Papal decree, which was a apostolic letter written by Pope Francis, motu proprio, on the 11th of July 2013. And he basically said that anyone who was going to be carrying on criminal business within courts, he wasn't going to extend his protection to. What he was basically saying was it was all foreclosed. After the declaration of facts was not rebutted, everything became legally and lawfully foreclosed. So therefore, if a court is acting, like an alleged court is acting and doing anything to try and harm you, they're acting criminally, because all the people in that court, the judges, the clerks, the secretaries, the managers, whoever it is, the janitors, the toilet washers, everyone in there is acting as an individual. The corporations are all gone. There is no corporate safety net anymore, and there hasn't been for nearly 8 years now. We're coming up to 8 years this November, so which coincides with Trump's election. So the other documents, so we've got the Foreclosure Flyer, the Papal decree. There are the executive orders now. So you've got EO 13818, that was on the 21st of December 2017. That was about blocking property for people engaging in human trafficking. There was another human trafficking EO on the 15th of June 2020. There was one on the 31st of January 2020, which actually coincided with Brexit. So what they were a bit late jumping about. So the Pope, the last filing was done on the 18th of March 2013, that the Pope actually jumped in quick and he made his position known straight away after the filings. He was quick. Everyone else dragged their heels a little bit. So we had to wait. There was a lot of energetic work done over those years by Heather with others, and she carried through. In 2017, there was a big court case because Heather, with myself and others, we exposed. There was Randal who was he was a key person. He actually did this. He exposed the Treasury direct accounts, which were the accounts that pay for everything that you have via your social security number. They call it in America. In England, we call it a national insurance number. You can go on to, they call it a routing number in America, which is a bit like it in the British sort codes. I'm sure the other countries have a very similar thing. I don't know what they're called in each of the nations, but I know what the British and the American version is called. So if you go to sortcodes.co.uk, you type in an offshore branch of, say, RBS, EFG International, RBS International, Isle of Man, Guernsey, Jersey, these kind of places, and then you use your national insurance number, use the 6 digits, and you precede those 6 digits with either a 00, the year of your birth or the year of issue of your Nino, and they will come up as valid accounts and they are in your name. We've done this. We moved money using Papal back in 2017, so we know the banks have, so we know that they're real. So the banks have also, I think it came it's the end of May or the end of June, and they now do a verifier when you type in a sort code and an account number, and you have to put in a name now, and they verify the name now. They didn't used to do this. This is current of June 2020. They just used to work upon the numbers. You didn't used to have to give the name of account. It never used to be digitally verified that the name was correct, but now that is not so. So all the major high street banks in Britain are doing that, and I expect they're doing them around the world. I'm not sure what the actual status with around the world is, but I know that that is being done in Britain now. So so that's that. And so the executive orders, what they are effectively doing is they're saying that we're not doing human trafficking anymore. And basically, if somebody is using your legal name, which is a foreclosed corporation, to try and implement fines, punishments, etc., 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 then you are being trafficked. So this is about children that have, like this whole lockdown scamdemic COVID-19, it has been about exposing elite paedophile rings and all of that, but also it is the whole of humanity. Even if you appear to be happy and healthy and running around, going to your 9 to 5, coming home to your 2.4 kids, having dinner with hubby and your kiddies and putting them to bed with a bedtime story, and you don't appear to have any problems whatsoever, any debt or blah blah blah, and everything's fine, you are still being trafficked. It's very simple. So what the EOs do is they put you under your legal corporation, not you, your embodiment. That's taken out. That's completely different. And energetically, it's not. You're way beyond anything that any 1D ID paper could ever be. Your essence signature is it's unique. There is no copy ever. They cannot copy you. They can make a copy of your body. Cloning technology is here, but they cannot copy your essence. They can only move it from one place to another. They cannot actually physically copy or bring in a brand new essence. Only essence source can do that. There are no copies. Copies don't work. So yeah. So basically, that's what OPPT did. Getting tongue twisted now. So that's what they did. That's what happened. You are out of that now, so you can use the executive orders to basically get rid of all of this nonsense. It's very easy. That's what it was done for, to stop trafficking, to make you free. This is what humanity's doing now. We are being made free. So that's how we use the OPPT UCC filings from 2012. So I hope that's clear. I'm sure there will be lots of questions. That's absolutely fine. But please do go and explore i-uv.com and take a look at the documents, read them, digest them, and see how you feel. There are lots of radio shows recorded on there where Heather speaks and she explains about the value system. The financial system is within the value system. It was kind of put into a vacuum. It was made as an illusion, but it's free now. There's another really super document that she did in 2017 when she was exposing the Treasury Direct accounts with Randal Bean, and that is called the Factualized Trust. So take a look at that, and I'll leave a link to IUV under the video, and please do go there and check out everything I've said. I can tell you from personal experience that I have used the courtesy notice many times, and often now I don't use it. I just use energy, pure energy. It's all about the energetics. It's the energetics, the belief, the heartfelt, that that you feel in your heart, that makes it be so, and makes the cease and desist order stand, and makes everything else stop, proceedings, etc., stop dead in their tracks, so you never hear about it again. So there's some other bits. I'm going to do a couple of other videos. I want to talk to you about, lots of people keep asking me what happened about the council tax, etc. So I'll do another separate one telling you what happened there. That was all quite bizarre. Yeah, I'll move on to that in a different video, and soon, in the next couple of days. And also, I did say the other day that I was going to talk to you a bit more about nutrition, and had a very interesting conversation with my sister today, who we were talking about the harvesting mechanism and the physical DNA module of the eternal essence, crystal body of human beings, and we came up with, or rather my sister observed a really interesting development about that. So I'll share that with you as well in another video. So please do subscribe, please do share, and get this information out, because lots of people want to use this because they want to transition and they want to move forward now, and leave the old behind. And as I was saying before, yesterday, in my last video, that you can't have a foot in each camp. You're in one or the other. You're in the old, and you're paying energy to the old paradigm, or you're paying energy to the new paradigm. So this is how the courtesy notice can really help you to shift. And sometimes I was speaking about my friend Helen Walker the other day, and we talked, and I said to Helen, what, if you feel that anything's not working or as it should do, and courtesy notice yourself, because you are all. And she did that, and it really lifted her energy through the roof. So I'm really happy about that, because she has done so much work to help everybody move forward and make visible lots and lots of information. So all good. So yeah, please do subscribe, please do share, And please shout if you've got any questions, and I'll try my best to work through that and answer them when I get the time. Take care. Bye.